to a place like this, I saw an amazing opportunity to set such a high initial benchmark, because there's nothing here right now. You know, we're going to be the first major golf course in the entire country.
We went through a search and we decided to bring David along, and from the very beginning, the moment we sat down, we shared that same vision. It was that the golf course become part of the property. I'll be integrated in the property. I will do the least damage possible to the property. And if that meant that we had to move trees around so that we would save all emblematic trees, we will do it.
I came into golf course design from a practical background. My father was a golf course superintendent, so I came at it from earth and grass and sand perspective.
As golf course designers, I think a lot of guys get really caught up in the value of a shot or the perfect distance for a par 3, and you get so caught up in that sometimes you forget the bigger picture. In a golf course, we create one of the most beautiful landscapes in the world.
As we've been building the first 7 or 8 holes that are here right now in August of 2011, we're working around trees that we're finding as we're going through the forest. You know, that tree's really cool, we should keep it. Oh, there's a rock outcropping there. You know, there's a natural drainage swale here. How do we make all of these features work exactly as they lay, and then wend a golf hole through it?
Our whole design philosophy is based around these giant trees. It's kind of created, you know, a few compromises here or there, but it's also created some really great strategy in the golf course, and it's created a great backdrop for playing golf. On the first hole on the right-hand side, there's a giant Hernandez, which is called the Tree of Life. It really kind of promotes a lot of great things on the golf course. Wildlife habitat, so now you're seeing monkeys in these trees, and iguanas running up it. Provides shade, which is great as a golfer. And just the immenseness of these trees just puts you in this really, really great frame of mind.
We're 9 months in, and this is the oldest of the holes. Some of the existing or natural waterways probably had been filled in or blocked by the farming operations that had been here a generation ago, so we had to re-establish those.
Down the left is this arroyo, and so we've got a bunch of landscaping in there. We've still got other golf holes where we're taking out and transplanting trees that are in the middle of the golf hole. We'll be bringing those back and replanting and reforesting.
Human psyche seems to love edges. So golf courses that hang on the edge of something seem to be the most successful. So a golf course on the edge of a giant mountain range, on the edge of an ocean, around the edge of a lake, it seems to appeal to the human psyche. So here at Guacalito, we've got that extra special, epic situation where we have all of these edges meeting. We have the foothills of a fairly major range of hills, you know, meeting a major ocean with a river flowing through it. So the golf holes sit on all of these different edges. You're constantly in this exploration. You're down in hollows where it's all very enclosed, and the very next hole you're up on top of a cliff and you're looking up the entire length of the Pacific. And one of the things that we mess around with is hitting shots in the dirt.
Here in the jungle, the trees sort of dictate everything. So we've got this tree out to the left. We've got a couple other trees out on the left that kind of force the shot right. And your eye and everything wants to tell you that the middle of the golf hole is there. And so yesterday we were talking about extending the right side a little bit, transplanting a couple trees out of there.
Those adaptations and changes are for all the right reasons. They're to make a better golf course, to fit in with the landscape better, to achieve that most enjoyment with the greatest sustainability. That's what we're all about. This is the most heart-stopping, mouth-drying, dramatic spot on the whole entire site. Right below us is the 16th green. We're on this knife-edge precipice. On our right is a 200 or 300 foot sheer drop into the Pacific Ocean. And on my left is a very steep slope that runs down back towards the river where we just came from. And we just had to figure out how we could get golf up here so that a golfer could experience the same thing. So what we have is the 16th hole and 17th tee come up here, and they're specifically at those numbers because it's towards the end of the round. We want that dramatic crescendo to the experience. So there's a lot of drama in the last 3 or 4 holes, all on purpose. There's a certain chemistry between the holes, even if some are relatively benign and some of them are hyper dramatic. There's some kind of synergy from one to the next. This golf course hopefully gets played by the same golfers many times. You know, there's going to be homeowners here who play all their golf here, and so they're kept interested by the subtleties of that design.
I think it's going to really start to draw people to Nicaragua, seeking things that they're not finding in other places.
My cynicism tells me that the average middle-aged guy, if you told him there's 300 acres of wonderful natural landscape to go explore, he wouldn't explore it. He'd look at it from his deck and that would be it. But if you told him he could go chase a little white ball around it, suddenly he goes. And the more dynamic that landscape, the better that adventure and that exploration becomes. Here at Guacalito, this is the epitome of that adventure. We're gonna hit a dozen different awesome spots in 18 golf holes that the golfer may play terribly and he's gonna have an amazing experience. And that's the passion I have for this game, is you get to explore a landscape with golf as the excuse.